In this video I want to show you two versions of the vinyl record Meddle, the album by Pink Floyd. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about the Meddle album by Pink Floyd. Two vinyl record editions, the first one and the last one. Not sure about that, but at least it's the newest until the making of this video. I want to share with you the first one from 1971 and the one from 2016, the newest edition. The first one is printed in England and the one from 2016 in the European Union. The cover from the first edition has some texture. It's not too glossy, but it has a 3D texture. Pretty much the same is made also the 2016 edition. The texture is a bit pronounced. Usually I appreciate a lot the people who create this kind of covers. They usually pay attention to details and they made something nice. What I like a lot about the 1971 edition is the thing that today, in 2019, has 48 freaking years and it still sounds awesome. The graphic design for this album was transmitted by telephone by the Pink Floyd band to their graphic designer for the albums. They told him they wanted on the cover an ear under the water. This is the cover. And the 1971 edition, the colors are a bit different. The first edition is thinner than the last edition. Both of them are gatefold. The cover is opening up. This is the whole year if we look at the cover opened, and inside we got the 4 members of Pink Floyd. The 1971 edition is just the same. The colors are a bit faded out. Maybe it was the printing, but I'm sure also the time has its word. The text inside the cover are identical. On first edition it's written 1971, and on the one from 2016 it's not written anything. They are pretty much the same. The record from the first edition looks like this. And let's see the record from the 2016 edition. I loved this inside cover. It has also nylon and paper. The graphic design of the record is like this. It's an obvious thing that they were printed from different stamps, especially because on the A side, where you have the first 5 tracks of the album and you get the 6th song on the B side, on the end of the record we have some free space, and on the first edition of the record the free space on the A side is smaller, which means that the grooves were spread out more on this first edition than on the... From the point of view of listening quality, both records sound the same, at least in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't have the opportunity to listen to these records on higher end audio systems, where you can hear some differences. Someone told me that the new edition sounds really good, although at first he was convinced that the old editions sound usually better and he wasn't so convinced by the new edition. If that person had listened to this record on a better audio system than mine, it means that this is a really good quality record. I like it a lot anyway, and I can't wait to listen to this record on higher end audio systems. I like the cover and the design very much. A thing that's missing, and it would be nice to have it, at least on this new edition, is the lyrics. It would have been nicer to have them. The first song on this album, One of These Days, has a bass line written by Roger Waters in the ostinato style, and it has an added effect, Binson Echo. This effect was used a lot on their first albums. It's an echo delay which produces sounds by using an electromagnetic drum. This way, unlike the tape echo from that time, This equipment promised a much higher quality. You can find a link in the description if you want to know more about this equipment. This is fascinating for me, but it's not the theme for this video. The song One of These Days is an instrumental track with the exception of a small part where Nick Mason says, "One of these days I'm gonna cut you into little pieces." And the transition on the next song on the album is made without a pause, but by the sound of a wind, which links together the two tracks, and which was reused on the album Wish You Were Here later on. The second song from this record, A Pillow of Winds, is a chill song on which acoustic guitars are the main actors. For the third song on this record, Fearless, Liverpool FC Cup football team's choir was recorded singing their anthem, You'll Never Walk Alone, and the song is ending with this choir and a lot of reverb. A song inspired by a trip in the south of France. It's composed by Roger Waters and it's a bit jazzy, jazz pop or pop jazz. Seamus, it's a pseudo-blues song. It has a slide guitar and a piano. And what makes it really different from other songs is a barking or actually a meowing dog along the whole song. The good part is that the song is only 2 minutes long. Some statistics says that this is the worst Pink Floyd song ever. From my point of view, Meddle is one of my favorite albums. On which we have the worst Pink Floyd song ever, I don't know about this. Not sure. The sixth song on this album is Echoes. It has 22 minutes and it takes the whole B-side of the record. It's kind of the best song of this album. This is one of the greatest songs of Pink Floyd. The sonar sound from the beginning of the song was recorded by Richard Wright with a single piano key routed through a Leslie speaker. About Leslie speakers you can read more by clicking the link from the description of this video. I have for you a little bonus, a little surprise. On this video I want to show you a bootleg edition. Okay, but what does bootleg mean? Bootleg means it's made by pirates, so to say. It's an unofficial edition. It's not released officially by the label or by the band. Here I have a CD. It's not original, it's made by pirates, it's a bootleg made in Bulgaria or Russia. On that time I wrote that somewhere inside the inlay, September 10, 2003. It's the date I have both this CD. A typical thing on a bootleg CD is the fact that all the details are missing on the inside of the inlay, but if we open the cover, we can see the ear. It's exactly how it should look like. Interesting fact is that on the backside doesn't have the same cover. It's an image that you can't find on the vinyl record cover. And here it's written digital remastered 1992, so it means it's a bootleg made after the 1992 editions of the CD. This is the... A fun fact I like is that the pirate found the time to print the inside of the back cover of the CD. Usually the cover is plain white. The disc is stamped, it's not recorded onto the computer. It still doesn't look like the original one, but I think it sounds just the same. Some people say that these bootlegs in general doesn't sound like the originals. If you want to see what you're missing if you are using bootlegs instead of originals, the transition from the first song to the second one, if you remember I said that on vinyl record you hear that wind and it's a smooth transition with no pause. But on the bootleg CD you can't find anything like this. The first song is ending with a small fade out and the second one starts suddenly in the place where it should start. Of course, because I had this CD since 2003, it passed a lot of time until I could buy the vinyl records of the same album, so I didn't know that the transition between the first and the second song should be smooth. I took the bad transition for granted. I didn't know it was bad. That's why I love to listen to Pink Floyd albums from start to finish and have the songs in the proper order, because otherwise you will lose a lot of nice details. So this is it. This was a small review of this album. I wanted to share with you the two vinyl record editions of this album I own. I saw on discogs.com that there are many editions, maybe some bootlegs, some officials, but there are a lot of versions. If you know this album by now, please leave your impression in the comments below. If you have other editions of this album, maybe you can write some details about them in the comments. And this would be it for today. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.